Hi, I'm Christopher at the Green Room, and this week on Beat the Chef, I'm here with Nancy from Foodies On Foot. This week on Beat the Chef, I have Nancy from Foodies On Foot, and why don't you tell us a little bit about Foodies On Foot?
Well, Foodies on Foot is a guided food and beverage tour of Stillwater. We started 4 years ago now in March, and I think one of the first people we came to talk to was Christopher.
Yeah.
And my daughter Liz and I do it together, and we kind of sat down with him and kind of told him our plan that we wanted to come bring groups of people in on, many times a week to
I was
taste
okay
his
with
food.
that.
And exactly. So 4 years later, we're still coming back, and we've loved the Green Room ever since.
Yeah.
Did before too.
And where'd you get the ideas for Foodies On Foot?
Well, actually, Liz had been on a tour of New York City with some of her girlfriends. This was right after college.
Okay.
And they did a tour of the meatpacking district in Chelsea Market. And it was kind of a walking tour, so they didn't sit down, they just kind of grabbed little bites and learned a lot of history about that area. And she loved it. So then about a year later, we had a wedding in we're at St. Augustine, Florida. And we thought, we had about 20 family members down there, so we thought, let's see if they have a tour. And they did, so we went on it, and it was amazing. So it was more like what we structured our company to be like, where we sit down at the restaurants, we have a beverage, wine, beers, coffee, soda, and the wonderful foods that the chefs make, and top it off always with some great dessert.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And if somebody wanted to find you, how would they look you up?
Our website is foodiesonfootmn.com, and our phone number is 1-855-2-FOODIES.
All right. All right, for, this week we're going to do soups, and Nancy wants to say something about the soup you're going to make.
Okay, the soup I'm going to make is a Finnish Kalamojakka. I grew up kind of in northern Minnesota to, actually both sets of my grandparents immigrated from Finland. So living on the farm, we kind of had big, huge, gardens, and my dad would hunt and fish, so we kind of lived off the land. And Kalamojakka was something we always had during the winter after Dad got home from fishing. And normally it was made with northern, but today we're going to do walleye.
All right. And I'm going to do a really simple fish soup. It's a ginger basil and salmon soup, and it's literally like a 5-minute soup. Like if you get home from work and you need to throw something together really quick for dinner for the kids and whatnot, you can literally have everything chopped in the pot and simmering in like 5 minutes. It's really simple, really good, really easy, and really healthy. So that's what I chose.
All right.
All right. Well, mine's super quick, so I'll just go through mine real quick.
Okay.
It's a little, got a little Asian zing to it. I start off, I have you can use any vegetables you want. I have carrots, cauliflower, some peppers, red cabbage, Napa cabbage, just kind of like a general vegetable mix. You can really use anything that you have. I like to use some leafy greens, and some Napa or some cabbage. It's just such a meaty flavor in a soup. I really like to stick with that. Got about 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds of fresh salmon. I got some fresh coriander or cilantro. I have about a cup or so of chopped up fresh basil. And then I got vegetable stock, about 4 cups of vegetable stock, 2 cups of ginger, the same ginger that I've used before. It's just take your fresh ginger, peel it, cut it up, throw it in a food processor with some water, and just pulse it till it turns into like this mush. Just small minced pieces of ginger floating in water. Really gets the flavor out, and it stores really well too. Then I have a little bit of sweet chili sauce, some soy sauce, and a little bit of fish sauce. And that's it. And how you make this soup, it doesn't get any easier than this. You just take your vegetable stock, your ginger, all of your veggies, and your salmon. About 3 ounces, it's about 2 ounces of your sweet chili sauce, another 2 ounces of soy, and then literally a splash or two of, it's probably going to work out to be about a tablespoon and a half of your fish sauce. And that's it. Bring it to a boil. Season it with a little salt if you have to at the end. And you have dinner. You can add rice stick noodles. You can add rice to this. You can have regular noodles to this. I mean, you can really add whatever you want. I like the nice vegetable fish thing, but if you're going to have it as dinner, I really recommend adding some, you can just throw some rice in there. I mean, whatever you have for noodles would work, honestly. You don't need to be too picky about it. It's whatever you have in your pantry. So that's what I got.
All right. And for the Kalamojakka, we're going to start off by lighting our, so a little olive oil in the pan, and then we're going to add, we've got a couple cups of chopped onion, a couple cups of celery and carrots, and we're going to saute these. Okay, I kind of learned that before. So we're going to saute this up a little bit. We're going to add a little bit of peppercorn. I like peppers, so we're going to add quite a bit, maybe a half a tablespoon of peppercorn or so, and some whole allspice to the mix. Maybe a teaspoon of whole allspice. And then we're going to add about 4 or 5 cups of diced russet potatoes to the mix.
Nice.
Whoops! Jumping potatoes.
They thought the pan was hot. I want to get out of there.
Yeah, really. And then we're going to add a little salt and a little pepper. You have ground pepper? Salt, and we'll put some more ground pepper in there along with the peppercorns. Then I need water.
All right.
Okay. So that's nicely sauteed together. We're going to add water just to cover the vegetables. So we're going to let that sit till the vegetables are done. For about 15-20 minutes.
All right.
Okay, Christopher is going to take some of the broth out of the soup right now, so we have more space for cream and milk. And then we're going to add the walleye right on top, and that's going to cook for about, probably 10 minutes, you think, on the stove?
Yeah.
To get it done? And now some half and half.
It's 2 cups.
2 cups. And we'll put about maybe 1 cup of whole milk in. Thank you. And we're gonna get our, like, is this the one?
Yep. Flame back on.
Okay. So now we're gonna put this beautiful, beautiful walleye right on top. Okay. And probably put a little bit more salt. And let's cover it up. Okay, the fish looks about done, so now we're just going to add a little bit of butter to the pot.
A little bit?
Not all of it, but you've got to have a little butter in there. Let that get melted, and then it should be ready. How's that look?
It looks fantastic. All right, now I'm gonna finish up mine real quick. I'll plate it up here. You got all the vegetables. Look at all those greens and the salmon and the ginger.
Gorgeous.
plate up. It's very brothy. It's so good. There we go for that.
Beautiful.
Basil ginger salmon.
And for the Kalamojakka, we'll get it plated up here and make a mess. Make sure we've got some nice walleye on there. And then we're going to grate a little. Does that have to be cut first? Oh, there we go.
We're good.
Grate a little fresh nutmeg on top.
Well, I don't think we could have picked out 2 more different types of soup for a fish cook-off.
And top it with a little parsley.
Beautiful.
There we go.
All right.
Oh, and wait.
Wait, we're not done yet.
Not quite. We need to cut our rieska, Finnish flatbread. No soup is complete without the bread, right?
Well, that's it for Beat the Chef this week. If you think you can beat me, then give us a holler on Facebook and we'll get back to you.